connection through that. So, there's some synergy there. And when a person's going to make a run, and it's all user controlled. So sometimes it makes more sense than what the computer's doing for you when you can't control certain runs and stuff like that. So I think it's a pretty big difference. And personally, I'm not a big pro club player. I do it just for fun. And I mean, me and my friends, we just mess around, but I know that 11v11 pro clubs can get pretty intense. And I think it's a totally different style of gameplay.
Definitely. What are your thoughts, Alan? Because you've now played both. You play some pro clubs with some of the other eUSL guys or participants, and you also, of course, play in the eUSL Championship. Is there this difference when you're switching between the two, and can that be a big problem if you focus on one more than the other?
Well, I think I'm going to go the opposite. I think playing pro clubs has helped me get better at playing by myself because I tend to play kind of a midfield role when I play pro clubs. So now I'm hanging back a little bit more, learning some more defensive things. Because when you play by yourself, you're like always thinking offensively. Like when you're learning the game, like I'm going to play like through a career. And so you're like, I'm not going to play as a defensive midfielder in a career. I'm going to be the guy who's trying to score goals. So like that was my way into FIFA. And then now it's like I have to learn that midfield defender. And so just being able to focus on how a midfielder works in the game and some of the defensive things has helped me be a better defender when I'm playing by myself. So that's helped. But it is a much different, it is a different game because like I know that I'm going to try a through ball here. If I'm playing on a pro clubs, unless I'm talking or calling for through ball, I don't know what's coming until I'm reacting to it. So it is a different kind of mindset when you go into the match. I have my own thoughts on the eUSL thing as far as how they randomly assign clubs. If you get like just the statistics of Group A, Group B, Group C, there are 0 3.5 star teams in Group A. There are none. Like the averages of the star ratings, like the Group C was below 4 stars. So like if you either need to fix it by making everything equal, like everyone's 85, or do what the USL League does and say here you have to use 3.5 or lower. So everyone's playing that same kind of play, but now you have some individuality to it. Like I play more offensively, so I'm going to choose this team. I play more defensively, so I'm going to choose this team. And so you get a little bit more variety and actual like interesting kind of gameplay. I wish,
but then, Alan, we can say you would get like 30% of the participants utilizing a team like Celtic, or early in the season, RB Salzburg, right. Everyone was utilizing, right? So I think that's what USL was trying to avoid is too many people using the same team, which I get it, but I get what you're saying too.
Right. It's like if I get stuck with a 3.5 star, it's going to be really hard for me to beat a 5-star team. Like just going to be really hard. Like I can be a better player, and it's still going to be really hard. Whereas
so you think it's going to be hard if someone has Canada and they have to go against France? It's going to be hard for Canada to beat France? Yeah, of course.
And in the way they're giving the points is I'm probably going to be toward the bottom that first time, and then I'm going to be more competitive, but I'm never going to get back up. And it's accumulation of points. Unless you're a really good player with an average or a good player with a great team, like you're not going to win. So if you're the best player and you're playing with, I know I'm going to get crap for calling out Wales again, but like a Wales or United States even, like it's going to be incredibly more challenging to get to that peak than someone who got lucky and got a France. So that was my...
How did the team choice, how did that happen? Maybe Austin, maybe you can align us. Do you know how the teams got picked?
So they took the USL took the top 32 national teams ranked in FIFA, and they did literally a random draw on a live show on YouTube. And it just popped up, and that's who you got. I have my thoughts about it for sure. And
you got a good team though. So, I mean, you can't complain, right?
No, I can't complain, but at the same time, after today's match, I kind of can. But I did get a good team. We got pretty lucky with our draw. We got England. I think they were like the 8th best team. I was hoping for the Netherlands, and they were the 7th best team, so we were close to getting what I wanted. But England, I'm happy with them, and I think we have the ability to compete with them. And I do feel bad for other teams that have lower star teams, but yeah.
Let me ask you this, because again, you're participating, you're representing Miami FC, or the Miami FC in this tournament. How many participants are part of that team?
We have 3. It's
three
myself.
total, so including you. Okay.
Yeah, it's myself, Romario Williams, and Mohamed Tiwal. So all three of us. I don't think Mo has played a game yet. I think it was just Romario in the opening knockout round, and I played today, lost. But yeah, I think it might be Mo's turn to shine next week in Division B. So we'll see.
And then let me ask you this: how did you end up getting invited to be on this team? Was this part of what you did with the eUSL Championship, or have you been involved in gaming with in the Miami area there, and they just knew to look out for you, or what happened there?
So it was strictly based off my eUSL performances. I'm pretty sure. So Miami FC, once I joined the eUSL, they reached out to me right away and were like, so awesome that you're representing us. This is before I even played a game. We want to send you out a jersey with your name on it, all this kind of stuff. Like, and I was like, wow, awesome, thanks. And so that's how that happened. I kept winning, I kept winning. And right before the USL eCup started, they reached out to me. They're like, hey, no one knows this yet, but the USL is about to come up with their FIFA league. If you're down, we want you to be our fan player, because, you know, how they wanted to do like the team. So there's pro players and fans. So yeah, I was like, yeah, absolutely. I mean, why not? It's another FIFA league to join, and now I'm like officially representing you. And they were already backing me anyway. They were retweeting my stuff about eUSL, and I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, so that's how that happened, through Twitter DMs only.
Well, I mean, that's a pretty cool story. I think there was a few of the USL Championship participants that got invited or asked by their pro clubs to represent them in this sanctioned league, I guess we can call it that, because that's what it is. Unfortunately for me, I'm in the Xbox side of things, so I had no shot at this. And Orange County already has pro gaming set up, and the owner is a huge FIFA gamer, so he's part of this thing. We haven't seen him yet participate in this. Maybe he'll be playing in a future or in a match upcoming here, which would be interesting to watch. So congrats to you on that, because that's a pretty cool thing. I mean, and like you said, you just sort of decided, hey, I'm going to start playing FIFA again because this is happening, and now this has turned into, you actually get to, you know, sort of represent your club. I mean, I'm not going to even say sort of. You're representing your club there in the video game circuit, and in both the fan forum and in the sanctioned league. So that's a pretty cool thing. Are your plans, if the eUSL Championship continues, do you plan on sticking with it, or is this sort of a one time and you're going to move on from there?
Oh no, I'm definitely sticking with it. It's a lot of fun for me. It's something to look forward to every week, and I feel like that's. I mean, especially in a time like now, you want things to look forward to. So even if there's sports comeback, it's always something like that I could always look forward to. So of course I'm going to join it again. I don't ever think I'll become like some kind of pro gamer, so I won't like, you know, be so far gone that I wouldn't join something, you know, at this level. I think this is my level, and I have fun with it. So yeah, I would absolutely stick with it.
And who knows, if you win this week and you stay undefeated in the eUSL Championship and you can pull off some future wins here in the USL eCup, maybe some sort of esports or some sort of gaming check can come your way. Who knows on that? Dylan, are you surprised, or were you surprised when you saw that some of these eUSL Championship participants got asked to represent their teams in the league sanction league?
Because it was their clubs asking them? No. If it were the league, then yes. I mean, it's always going to be this way, right? The league doesn't really know what's going on, even in Tampa. They're not too involved with things.
They're involved with the hot story for the most part, right? So, like, if you're Phoenix, they're gonna know what's going on with you, because obviously you're Phoenix.
If you're Tulsa, if you are New Mexico, then they love you. If you're
one of the founding members of the league, then
But yeah, I'm actually glad to see that clubs are leaning into the fan bases here. It's very minimal in terms of things they could be doing for their fans. It's nothing special, like it's nothing incredible, but it is something. And at this kind of point, continuing to nurture the relationship that clubs have with their fans is kind of the only thing they need to be doing, or can be doing, because realistically, we're not going to start playing in 2 months' time. So keep the fans happy and keep them engaged, and doing stuff like that and getting a player to play on your FIFA team is the way to go.
And it gives some people like you, Alan, Mike out there in Hartford an opportunity to practice what potentially could be something for you guys, right? Some play-by-play, color commentary. I mean, Dylan, Alan, you guys have been doing an awesome job for my matches. I know it's difficult sometimes. I've picked the most difficult teams for you guys to have to call matches for with names and stuff, but you guys have done a great job. And I hear Mike out there has been doing a pretty good job in the East Conference for some of the matches. Have you gotten a chance, Austin, to catch any of his play-by-play or maybe just the goals of the week stuff seen from him out there?
Definitely caught goals of the week when that started, and then I got to watch him do the stuff for Hartford in the USL eCup, which was amazing. I mean, he's fantastic, funny, and he keeps it really entertaining. And watching a video game for some people isn't all too entertaining, but I feel like he keeps a lot of the watchers interested, which is really cool.
No, it's cool, and that's one of the reasons I asked Dylan and Alan to try this out for me for my team, my matches, because we are going to stream them on all of our social media stuff. So I wanted to make it sort of special. And I figured with 90 something participants, most of them are either going to be using the in-game commentary, either the English version, the Spanish version. Some of them will just have the stadium sounds, and they'll just, talk with you on the mic, curse when they make a mistake and, say something about, I should have done this type thing. I figured I wanted to find a way to give anyone that would be interested in watching our matches a different experience than what most other options we're going to have. Nothing against going with the basic stuff. And Dylan and Alan for their part have been sports in this, and I think they sort of laughed behind my back when I asked them to maybe try this out. But I mean, for them it's been pretty fun. I think I listened to them and I think they're having a good time doing this. Trying to come up with
in your face
interesting stuff
when you asked.
Yeah, probably.
And continue to laugh in your face every week. But it's been a really good time.
Noticing didn't ever say that we were good at it. We're like, they're just really great sports, and it's just different from the other commentary. So it's special.
I'm gonna have to check it out. I'll get my own opinion on it. I'll have to check it out.
Those are the things my mom told me when I brought home art from kindergarten. It's the same kind of feedback. It's so special. It's so unique. Everyone else is just painting this, and you're painting that. You really gave it your all.
You guys give it your all, though. I mean, that's what it is. And Dylan, way for interacting on our social media there. Apparently, someone that was listening to us is not a fan of Poland. I don't think we ever once mentioned Poland, but that came up in our chat.
Also got stuck with a team that is rated pretty poorly. Because he's playing for Greenville Triumph.
So is that Gio? Is that Gio?
Yes, that is Gio. Yeah. That is Gio.
Yeah, I became good friends with him. He had a crazy game today, really laggy, but he got the win. So
I think the Orange County game had a little bit of lag too, because I think before it went live, you could see the the latency on there, and it was all yellows for most of the time. So I'm like, this is going to be a fun match. And as a player, especially if you have some pretty good internet, it gets frustrating when you have that going on, because it can totally ruin your performance out there.
I think our best match was the John Prine tribute match. I think that was that was peak. That was peak. Great. It's been down here.
Did you guys ever figure out how many references you got into that commentary?
Probably close to 40.
Yeah,
if not more.
That was a fun night.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be good, right?
Another theme for another match.
You're not watching the Orange and Black SoccerCast eUSL Championship coverage because you want to watch good FIFA plays or listen to good commentary. You're watching because you are probably binge drinking or just need to laugh at something and are sick of your family, which we deliver that kind of goodness. So you're welcome, America.
Way to go, Dylan. Now, hey, you know what? You guys have done a great job for it. I listen to what you guys are saying while I'm playing, and it's usually about a 10 to 15 second delay. So I sort of know what's going to happen. And sometimes I'm playing, I know I make a mistake, I make a bad pass, or I do something, and I wait to hear what you guys are going to say in it, because I know you guys are going to just sort of rip me one with your commentary or make fun of me or whatever that's going to be. So
no one could accuse us of being homers.
Oh no! You guys more often than not, you guys are making fun of me for my bonehead moves. And the funny thing is, I think I've heard Alan at one point in his matches. I don't know if it was actually on the streams on a practice match or something, but he's actually said, "I'm pulling array." When his goalkeeper passes the ball to the other team. Oh, yep, I'm pulling array there. So, yeah, I do not have Homer play-by-play, guys. I will admit that, and I love that. I don't want Homer play-by-play, guys. I want people that are going to call it as is. Make fun of me when I do something stupid when I'm playing FIFA, because I know I did a stupid thing. Let them make fun of it, because why would anyone make a pass like that is what I'm telling myself, and then I get to hear what Dylan and Alan say about that, and it's a lot more funny hearing what they have to say than hearing what the guys from the actual game
and Alan Smith.
Yes.
Is it
or
Alan?
The other two?
There's another pair.
Derek Ray and Lee. No, don't remember.
Yeah, I don't know. But you guys do way better than the game play-by-play, because I've heard that game play-by-play for the last 10 years of playing the game.
Lee Dixon.
It's like all the same stuff. There you go, Lee Dixon.
Lee Dixon and Derek Ray. Yeah. European nights.
Austin, in the USL eCup, you lost today. What happened?
Mbappe happened. That's plain and simple. Mbappe happened. I mean, the draw, it was tough because we got France in the first round, and I knew it was going to be tough no matter what the guy's play level, like his skill level was. Happened to be a pretty good player. He went up early, equalized right after the second half, and he literally scored practically the same goal twice with Mbappe, just him running through my center backs and getting a near post finish. So John Stones can't catch up to Kylian Mbappe. It's just never going to happen. So I played as good as, I mean, there were some things that I would adjust rewatching the game, but overall, I genuinely think if the teams were switched, maybe it'd be a different outcome, but it's just the luck of the draw. So
definitely. Anything else we want to talk about video game wise? We actually have spent a good 40 minutes on video game soccer. Do we want to move on to any real life soccer or sports news that we can think of before we start wrapping things up? Dylan, let me go to you first.
I just want to say we're massive nerds for having talked about FIFA for 40 minutes.
We've been doing this every week for the last 8 weeks, Dylan.
Yeah. How's that for some content?
We did do a good solid 2 minutes on making fun of Ray, though.
That's true.
So,
that's always the highlight of my week these days. We don't have any Orange County games, so it's just getting to rag on him in the podcast, getting to rag on him during his streams. It's the little things. It keeps me going.
I'm glad I can do that for you. I'm glad, when you want to rag on me on the podcast because I butcher a saying or I can't pronounce something correctly, although I can get Austin's name correctly, which is freaking amazing, Austin. If you haven't listened to us before, I'm notorious at butchering names. Even literally seconds after someone has given me the proper way to say it, I go on and I just butcher it. And I've done it with our GM. I've done it with our players. I've done it with guests. And so the fact that I was able to get your name correct, but I bet you $1 million if I try it again, I'm going to butcher it. And
just keep it as a 1 for 1. Don't even try again. Just keep it as a 1 out of 1. Don't even try again.
Yes, your pronunciation is much better today.
Pronunciation. The funny thing when you join our podcast here, Austin, too, is we got a teacher, although he's a band teacher, but he is a teacher, and we have a literary expert over here. He loves books and poems and anything that involves reading big words. So they make fun of the way I say things sometimes because I like to read
Icarus.
Dr. Seuss.
He bombed some sponsor reads for a month. We're like, no, it's Icarus. And he's like, it's
Icarus.
iCarly.
iCarly FC. Yes.
iCarly FC.
Which reminds me, I need to follow up with them because I need to see what our mock-up jerseys are going to look like. We're trying to create some jerseys. We're going to put the eUSL logo on it, but it's mostly just to represent our podcast on it. So I got to figure out what's going on with that because I want to get those. Then let's do this. Let's talk about some sports stuff instead of making fun of me. So Dylan just decided he wanted to say awesome for making fun. Alan, is there any soccer or other sports stuff that you can think of that's worth talking about?
Bundesliga's coming back, I guess. Maybe it's possible. There's dates next weekend, so we'll see if it actually happens.
Wasn't there like a second league team out there that had to go in quarantine because like 3 or 4 cases?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's scheduled for this weekend, but I'm not like committing to watching those games yet because I don't want it to break my heart. That's all I'm saying.
So you're basically saying you're not subscribing to Fox Sports at this point because you don't really know if it's going to happen or not.
I just don't want it to be Lucy, and I don't want to be Charlie Brown. Let's just put it that way.
Well done. That's a great reference.
How about you out there, Austin? Out there in, are you in Miami? Is that where you live, or
I'm just north of Miami? So yeah, I mean, we could say Miami. I'm just north of Miami.
Just say yes.
Are you in Fort Lauderdale, perchance?
Yeah, Fort Lauderdale.
Do you live at Lockhart?
No, but I'm about 10 minutes away. But yeah, rest in peace, Lockhart.
That joke is not going to hit with anyone on the West Coast, but I think it'll hit with anyone who might be listening that's from
100%. They will.
The Southeast.
Once I put this out and they listen to that, they'll appreciate it.
This is what reading does. Dylan knows stuff outside of Southern California because he reads. Let me ask you this: is there any interesting stuff going on out there sports wise? I know, like I don't know if I've done it on our podcast, but I've sort of like joked a little bit how it seems like a lot of sports leagues are thinking of using Florida as a stepping stone to go live. With WWE sort of started it all with doing one of their shows like at their studios there in Orlando, I believe, or somewhere in that area. There's talks of I think there's talks of most of the major sports thinking of using Florida as sort of a stepping stone to get things going again. What are you hearing out there, or what are you anticipating out there?
I know that the NBA talked about using Vegas and Orlando as, 2 hotspots to play all the games. And as well, I think the MLS just said that they want to do all games in Orlando, which is, I think it's like a little crazy.
100-field complex right there in Orlando or something like that, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a good spot for it. It's kind of like right in the middle of a neighborhood though, too. But it is. I mean, I don't think that it's the most feasible. I don't think they can get anything started. I don't think it's possible, especially without spectators. I don't think that they're going to want to start this yet. The Bundesliga, I mean, kudos to them for really wanting to get back to going. I don't think it's smart. I actually don't even think the games will happen this weekend, but we'll see. I do want to see that Schalke Dortmund game, though. That would be a good one, but I kind of doubt it goes on.
Although the plan in Orlando gave us my favorite Jeff Ruder tweet of all time. It says, "I'll say one thing for this plan. It's a good way to finally put a playoff team in Orlando."
Yes. And as an Inter Miami fan, that feels good.
Jeff Ruder of the Atlantic, ladies and gentlemen. Zing, zing, zing.
Hey, thank you for that, Alan, because now we can actually sort of put his name into our keywords for our search. So maybe we'll be found when people are searching for him. They'll find this random Orange County Soccer Club podcast and say, hey, let's listen to this. There's nothing else.
We'll have to wait all the way to the very end. It's like clickbait. It's like, this is perfect clickbait.
Hey, trust me, anytime anyone mentions anything that's worth clickbaiting, I will put it on our keywords.
Elon Musk.
Don't curse us with that.
No, we can just move on. We can tag it and move on. Tag it, move on.
Horrific apartheid energy.
What's a good name drop you can give us, Austin?
David Beckham.
All right, Dylan, give us a name drop. He's speechless, ladies and gentlemen.
No.
Couldn't even think of like some like famous dead poet that he could name, but decided not to. Let's do this. Let's just wrap things up because this is going into sort of a deep abyss of nothingness here. We're just gonna get into a deep hole here.
Every week we do this.
Every week at about this point.
Is the Orange and Void Abyss cast.
Yes.
Sounds like access.
We didn't give Austin a heads up, but what we typically like to do each episode is end with a random thought. It doesn't have to be soccer related. It can be anything. Dylan likes to torture us with some big fat book he wants us all to read, although I don't think anyone ever reads it except for maybe 1 or 2 people. Alan usually has something interesting to say, usually. So let's start off with Dylan. He's already yawning because he's thinking of some boring book to read. What book are you going to have us read this week, Dylan?
I think I've actually recommended this one in the past. It's like the size of my face. It's called Collapse: How Societies Choose to Fail or Succeed. It's by Jared Diamond. I've definitely brought this up before. He also wrote Guns, Germs, and Steel, but why not read a book about the fall of society as we do things?
Arizona's opening back up.
Yeah.
That's happening. That's a thing. That's happening.
That's a great way to have a societal...
Jared Diamond.
That's not where I was pointing out. So good luck. If you are one of our listeners in Arizona, I wish you nothing but the best and nothing but good luck and health. Or if you live in Michigan or Ohio, Florida, wherever you live, good luck.
Hey, spring training can resume now that Arizona's back open and Florida. I guess they would allow spring training out there as well. Alan,
yes.
Random thought for you.
I'm going to make a podcast recommendation. It's called Fake Doctors, Real Friends with Zach and Donald. And Zach Braff and Donald Faison are doing a rewatch of... I'm just going to keep talking over that. And so we can just pretend that didn't happen. Thank you, Ray. Fake Doctors, Real Friends. It's a Scrubs rewatch. They go episode by episode and they talk about some stuff behind the scenes. They bring in character interviews. They'll bring on guests, and they kind of talk about general things, background stuff of the show, and some specific stuff that happened in the episode. So if you are a Scrubs fan, it is a great podcast. If you're not a Scrubs fan, shame on you. If you've never seen Scrubs, it's a pretty fun half an hour show, 20 minutes about the ER, and they're learning how to be doctors, and it's funny and moving and emotional and a great TV show. So check it out. It's called Fake Doctors, Real Friends with Zach and Donald.
So we'll do this, ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening to this either live or on the podcast version, tweet at us. Let us know, which are you going to do over the other? Are you going to watch or listen to Alan's podcast, or are you going to read Dylan's big fat book that's looks like it's like 700, 800 pages? So no, Dylan's saying no. Let me go to you, Austin. What's your random thought for our listeners?
You kind of hit me, with a curveball here, and I'm going to go with, so I'm not going to shout anything out except for a method of eating that I think that a lot of people need to hear. If you like Oreos and you like dunking them in milk and you don't like getting your fingers wet when you put your Oreos in milk, just use a fork and stick it in the cream. That's my shot. That's my random thought of the week.
For those of you not watching the live feed, Dylan's face was awesome on that random thought.
People are afflicted by this.
I personally didn't like putting because you have to get the whole Oreo wet.
Dylan, if all it is if it's only one person, we've done our job.
Yes.
Yeah.
Be like me in college. If it's 85% done, good enough. Just accept that. Who cares?
85% done chicken. Go with it. Do it, man. 85% chicken is 85% awesome.
85% done with your quarantine? Screw it. Get out on there in the public. Salmon? Don't need that. 85% cooked egg. Who cares? Steak tartare is a thing, so you don't need to use 0%. I truly cannot imagine a world in which you just dunk your hand into milk.
Well, Dylan, go for it with some chicken tartare and let us know how that goes. Random thought for the evening for me is I mentioned, I think like 2 or 3 episodes ago, me and my wife, we started watching The Last Man on Earth randomly like 2 weeks ago, having no idea what the show is about. If you haven't watched the show, I don't want to spoil it too much. Other than it's about a virus that kills pretty much the whole planet, except for a few people that are immune to this virus. We just finished binge watching it. Unfortunately, it got canceled before they could do a 5th season, so it sort of leaves on a cliffhanger. So you're sort of stuck with that. You get some closure on some things, but then just this crazy cliffhanger. I'm now going to have to go into the internets and YouTubes to find out what the plan was for season 5 and beyond. But again, I just thought it was random that we just decided to watch this, just randomly looking through shows, and it was sort of an awesome topic for the world we're living in nowadays when we didn't know what it was about. So that's that. Really quick, let's give everyone a chance to let our listeners know where to listen, follow, pay attention, whatever. I'm going to start with our guest, Austin. Share any social media, any Twitch feeds, whatever other feeds you may have where our listeners can follow you and watch your matches.
So I have a Twitch channel, just got to the affiliate status, so that's pretty cool. It's just type in Arobi, AROBI, right into the search bar, it'll come right up. My Twitter is it's Arobi, as is my Instagram, just ITS AROBI. And I also have my own kind of podcast thing over on what's called 5 Reasons Sports Network, called The Black and Pink Show, where we talk about Inter Miami. So if you want to check that out, do that too.
Definitely, we'll have to check that out there. And if you are fine with it, we'll add a little link to your show on our website too. We like to do that with any guests that join us, and we should like to share the love. Dylan, how about yourself? Where can our listeners find more of your thoughts?
Horrific ramblings. You can find those on Twitter at OCSC_Dylan, on Reddit /u/OCSC_Dylan, at eldonnews.org under the byline Dylan Allen, or on SoundCloud at soundcloud.com/Scott'sBedroom.
And go listen to that amazing rendition of a John Denver classic there as well. Alan, if any of our listeners want to learn how to play the trombone and want some private lessons, where can they reach out to you?
At Dylan at Orange and Black. No. You can find me at A_Underwood48 on the Twitter machines. Apparently, that's also my Twitch TV channel, I guess. I got like 2 viewers last time, so I guess that's a thing that's happening.
I was one of them, I think. I don't know if I watched your last match, actually. So
I don't think I watched my last match. That was the problem.
There. Yeah, we definitely. Can you let us know?
Oh, yeah, we weren't there.
No.
I would
you
like
got to let us know, Alan. We didn't know. Luckily, I had it set to auto.
Alan.
We auto-host Alan's channel on our channel, too. So if you follow us and just watch our channel 24/7, you'll be able to eventually see Alan's matches on there.
I might just start commentating those matches.
Hey, we offered Alan, and he just sort of didn't tell us, because I think he's just like, nope, I'm just going to play.
He doesn't want to get roasted. You know what? This is a standing offer to anyone in the eUSL team, player, whatever.
Reach out to Dylan and Alan.
Yeah, DM me.
Or if you want it, you can email Dylan. Email him Dylan at OCSCpodcast.com, and he'll get back to you.
Yeah.
Or Alan at OCSCpodcast.com. Yeah.
Do it.
I've got a big game. You can do mine. I'm ready.
Perfect.
Let's do it. Do mine. Yeah.
Look at this. Look at this. Marketing, everyone. This is networking 101.
Yes.
I think.
This is the way things are done. Yeah, you could follow me at DJ Ray Samora on Twitter. You can also follow the podcast on Twitter at OCSC_SoccerCast. Look for us on Facebook, on Instagram, on Pinterest, on Twitch. We have our Twitch channel where you can watch my match along with any other matches we're hosting at any point, including Alan. And we'll look to get Austin's matches on there. I think I have him set for auto host, but maybe need to move him up higher on the list since he's joined us on the show. Give him a little kick there. I don't know how many followers or how many watches will get you, Austin, but hey, if it's even just one, it's worth it, right? Or go to our website, OCSCpodcast.com, to listen to any of our previous episodes, read any stories we've written, even though we haven't written anything in like 2.5 months. But eventually I'm going to talk to Dylan and Alan and get them to start writing again. I'm going to crack the whip on them.
Yep. I knew it was going to be bullying.
Bullying.
I'm sorry,
I
wasn't paying attention. Ray was talking. What happened?
This one time
I want to thank
Shane. You want to thank Icarus FC?
Go for it, Alan.
Austin.
What?
Icarus, go.
I got it. It's
Tired. Sorry, excuse me. Tired of the same cookie cutter jersey. Cookie cutter.
Come on. Tired of the same old uniforms and cookie cutter templates from Nike and Adidas? Looking for a unique, completely custom kit for your youth club, Sunday league squad, adult, or even pro team? Icarus FC can help you create the kit of your dreams at an affordable price. Let them help you design your new custom kit today at IcarusFC.com.
Perfect. Good job, Alan. Good try, Dylan, at your ASMR version of our read for Icarus FC. I want to thank our guest, Austin, for taking some time and staying up really late out there in Florida to speak with us about USL Championship, eUSL Cup. and a bunch of other stuff. Austin, you're welcome to join us anytime in the future. Just let me know. For Dylan, for Alan, Austin, I'm Ray. This is the Orange and Black SoccerCast, and we are out.
You have been listening to the Orange and Black SoccerCast. For the latest Orange County SC news and information, visit our website, ocscpodcast.com. Also, thanks to our sponsor, Ruffneck Scarves, official scarf supplier to MLS, USL, and US Soccer. Get custom scarves for your group or team at ruffneckscarves.com.